Afternoon. This is Nathan Box here with Jim DeBoer. We're here for the Johnson Controls Kinderparade. Looking forward to seeing lots of kids here this afternoon.
Oh man, this is exciting. I mean, it's for one thing, it's gorgeous weather, but there's people lining the streets, 1, 2, 3, 4 people deep already here by the police department and Tulip Time's office. It's great. Kids are pumped. They're ready to go.
They are, and it's a beautiful sunny day again. We have had absolutely beautiful weather this year for the Tulip Time Festival. The tulips have come out exactly when they were supposed to come out. I don't think there has been a convergence of weather and tulips and trees and visitors like this ever before for the Tulip Time Festival.
No, it's like the perfect scenario. I mean, the early tulips are up yet. The late tulips are up. They're all here.
They're all here. And hard to believe, 1 week ago today, Windmill Island had 3 tulips in bloom. Three 1 week ago today, and a week ago Tuesday it was snowing in Holland. And here it is, a beautiful mid-70s day.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
and very grateful for it because we've got people from all over the state and the Midwest and the world that are here.
We do. We get visitors from all over. I talked to some folks from the Netherlands this morning.
Oh, really?
I did. We have folks from Canada, obviously. That's not too far away. And I know yesterday we also had visitors from Mexico and a delegation from Japan as well.
Excellent. My wife and I used to host people in our homes that couldn't find hotels. We did that for about 10 years. We had a family once from Russia.
Wow.
That came over.
That came all the way over.
And they were in the United States. They heard about Tulip Time. They came to visit and they stayed at our house.
That's great. And I've found those folks, as well as the folks that come from other states, are really impressed with how wonderful Holland, Michigan is. It's beautiful, it's clean, and I think today's a great example of all of the kids that get involved in this festival.
Yeah, I mean, for one thing that Holland does, they paint the streets literally with all the lines for the lanes right before Tulip Time. I'm always like, hey, Tulip Time's coming up. We're painting the streets with the lines.
I think, you know what, I noticed the same thing myself. I'll see that truck go by painting the yellow lines and the white lines, and I think not only are we sprucing up the parks and getting the rest of the city ready, we even want our streets to look nice.
Exactly right. So Nathan, tell us about yourself. You're behind the mic.
I am. I'm a local attorney, but probably the more important thing is I'm a member of the board of directors for the Tulip Time Festival. I'm the vice chair of the festival this year. I'm also a 20-year tour guide for the festival. Spent this morning hosting the Taste of Holland breakfast. I'll be doing that again tomorrow. It's a really busy week for me during the Tulip Time Festival, but I love every minute about it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love to take a tour.
I will be happy to take you on a tour. I would. I do take locals on tours as well, usually in the off season, and people find out there's a whole lot about Holland that they did not know.
Well, I've lived here 30 years, and I'm sure there's a bunch of things I don't know.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Well, tell us about yourself.
I am a music teacher in Holland. I have taught here for 28 years.
Wow, so you know a lot of these kids and a lot of these kids' parents.
I know, exactly. In fact, I was talking to my insurance agent, and she said, you know, my daughter's going to be going to Hope College, and she said she's going to go into music, and she said, you might have her in choir, because Mr. DeBoer, you had me in choir. So, yeah, it makes you feel very, not too young. But I know a lot of the kids here in high school and middle school, and it's just a great time.
And we're going to have literally thousands of elementary school kids passing us by today.
Oh, in school today we had half a day because kids have to get ready for the parade, and they were wired from the minute they walked in the door. You could tell everything was different. They knew they had a half a day of school. They were excited about the parade and being in it. And I'd say about half the students in each class said they were going to come today.
Good.
So,
now, do they wear their Dutch costumes at school today, or do they wait until they get to the parade?
They wait till the parade. Yeah,
Okay.
Teachers will be wore them today that were in the
nice.
parade, but the students do not. But I did teach them a Dutch dance.
Oh, good.
Tulips are blooming in Holland, Michigan.
Perfect.
Even the kindergarten learned it. And they do the
Excellent.
windmill, and they love it.
Well, what's nice is when they pass by, we often get cheers for Mr. DeBoer as they come by. Students are going to be marching with their classrooms, correct?
Yep, exactly.
And oftentimes the teacher is marching with them as well.
Yep.
We're going to be seeing different themes for each one of the schools and each one of the classrooms. And am I correct in saying that they have kept those same themes for year after year for those particular classrooms?
Yes, they do. Not necessarily for the classroom, but by the school, they keep it year by year.
Okay.
And that school will represent by grade level a certain thing, like books or whatever it might, certain flower or whatever.
So if my mother went to Vinralty School and as a fourth grader may have had a certain theme, my son as a fourth grader at Vinralty School will likely have that very same theme.
If that school stayed as the same type of K-5 school or K-7 school, yes.
They would do that same thing. And they all have props that they carry, and sometimes those are made fresh
Yeah,
for the
sometimes
festival.
they're new. Sometimes they've been around for 20 years and have to get little updates from time to time.
I think that's one of the great traditions of Tulip Time is that a lot of the props, a lot of the costumes, a lot of the band uniforms that the students wear are the same ones that these kids' parents may have worn 20, 25 years prior.
Yeah, the band uniforms we try to change more often than that for obvious wear-out reasons. But for example, today our middle school in Holland, and the other middle schools too, have two outfits. They have one outfit for warm, one outfit for cold. The director makes the call in the morning and lets the kids know with even if she's not at the school or he's not at the school, secretary will say, wear your polo shirts or wear your long, sleeved coat. So they know what to wear.
My daughter is a flautist in the 6th grade band, and she brought home the windbreaker that they wear that is their cold weather outfit.
Exactly,
And my wife, who was in the Holland bands when she was that same age, said that is the same windbreaker.
Seriously?
Yeah,
that's great.
I don't think it's the exact same windbreaker, but it is of the same group that she wore years and years ago. But obviously the high school students are getting them on a more frequent basis than that.
Exactly, yeah. That's very true.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about the band structure? How many different bands there may be from Holland or from the other schools? Because I think a lot of the people that are watching think, well, okay, Holland bands, they've got a high school band.
Sure.
But there's more than just that, isn't it?
The band program in the area schools generally starts in 5th grade.
Okay.
In 4th grade, they start learning how to play recorder. You remember playing recorder?
I do remember playing the recorder.
Yeah, I do too.
I was never any good at it, but I do remember playing it.
And it was hard for me too. I grew up in Chicago, but it's a universal instrument to learn first. So they learn that in 4th and also in 5th, and they transition in 5th into an instrument, whether it's a string instrument or a wind instrument, or if they choose to be in choir, to use their vocal instrument. And they start practicing in 5th grade, and they're not in the parade yet until 6th grade.
So 6th grade's their first opportunity to march in a parade.
First opportunity in this whole area. You'll see 6th graders will be the youngest that will be playing instruments. And then 7th grade and 8th grade, and they just get stronger every year. Some schools combine grade levels. You'll see some combined 6th and 7th. And of course, high school obviously are combined. You don't see like just the 12th grade.
So we may see 3 or 4 bands from one school district?
Correct. And for example, in Holland, you'll see 3 bands. You'll see a 6th, 7th, an 8th grade band, and the high school marching band.
Okay. And those are not small bands either.
Oh, no. They're large. I mean, we combine 2 grade levels. Obviously, the 6th and 7th grade band's going to be larger than the 8th.
Grade. Yeah. Certainly. And so these kids, by the time they're seniors in high school, will have marched in 2 or 3 parades during the Tulip Time Festival 6, 7 years in a row. That's a whole lot of experience for these kids by the time they get to be seniors.
I know. And some of them have had the opportunity to go in the Rose Bowl or the Orange Bowl parade, because we've had bands march in that.
My wife was she played the drums in a high school band at Holland and marched in Ronald Reagan's 2nd inaugural parade.
Really? I remember that.
Yeah, she said they went out to Washington, D.C. and got snowed out, and so they had a makeup parade at Disney World, and they sent all the kids to Disney World, and she was able to march in Disney World.
How fun is that?
Yeah, so she got great opportunity to do that and travel with the band. So there's lots going on for these kids right here in Holland, Michigan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the nice part about our location this year, it's a little different than the place we were before. We're by the Holland Police Department and the courts, and across the way is the Tulip Time offices.
It's wonderful for us to be able to look right there. It's easy for me to get in and out.
Exactly.
And we've got a nice shot right up the hill, up 8th Street, to be able to see the parade from a long distance.
Yeah, it's great. And this is downhill. If you've ever marched in the parade, and a lot of people on our viewing audience have, but this is a nice stretch where you know it's downhill, it doesn't take much effort. If you're pedaling a bike, it's like, okay, it's break time. But this is a great spot, and people are lined up and they're excited, and we're listening for the drums.
I'm hearing something off in the distance, and I'm starting to see the kids kind of lean way out and look down the road. I think that the parade may be making its way down the hill. We're a little bit farther down the parade route than we were last year, so it's taking a little longer for them to get here than before. But I think I do see up at the top of the hill at River Avenue there, I think I do see the flashing lights.
Yes, the motorcycles, police on motorcycles are here. You know what's so cool about this time of year is normally it's so warm, the tulips downtown Holland are, kind of fading out.
Pretty much dead by now,
But the ones right downtown that get so warm are still up. I mean, we're looking at pink tulips here by the police department.
Yeah, I have never seen a year where we've had the early, the middle, and the late tulips all blooming at the same time.
It's tremendous.
It has been wonderful. It's been a great week for tulips, and it's been a great week for all of the visitors that we've had.
Now, what's the word for somebody that lives in the city of Holland to go to Windmill Island Gardens to see all the tulips that are there? Can they do that at Tulip time, even though a lot of guests are there? I mean,
It is, I believe it's free to go to Windmill Island for anyone who is a resident of the city of Holland. All you need to do is show them your driver's license. And it's also pretty nice because you really only need one person in the car to be a resident.
Okay.
I took a group last week. We had a group in from Taiwan, and I was taking them around town, and I ran into the mayor, and I said, I'm going to take them down to Windmill Island. You'll cover us for that. And he said, you got your driver's license with you, don't you? He said, go ahead and take them. They'll all go in under your license. And I thought, obviously, they don't look like they're from my family, but certainly we'll bring them all in. So it is. It's a great opportunity for people to be able to do that. Doesn't cost much, anything at all. And I think that a lot of people who live in Holland have not gone out to see the attractions.
I know, because I've asked students, I've even asked some teachers, and there's some people in their community that have never ever shown.
Yeah.
And I think if you're a 49424 or zip code, you can also go free. I think Holland Township is now able to go for free.
We are working. I think we're really encouraging that because we're working on a project to get a bridge from the island over to Holland Township so that they can walk directly in. We have right in front of us the Holland Police Department. On motorcycles, getting ready to get the parade started off for us. They are there with the flashing lights. It looks like 2 of those motorcycles are actually Holland Police motorcycles, and a couple of them are motorcycles they have borrowed from the Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, exactly. I've always wanted to ride one of those motorcycles.
I saw a couple of them this morning. I was going to try to quick snag a ride. I thought, I've got my Dutch costume on. I have my board of directors pin on. Maybe they'll give me a ride, and they took off before I got there. So I missed out on that.
Yeah, but right now I have my own little motorcycle without a motor.
That's I heard you had a little accident.
Yeah, I have my broken foot, so I have my little cart that I push. I feel like some old person, but it's just
Well, maybe we can get you in on the Saturday parade to go right behind the police motorcycles.
Oh, yeah,
I think that'd be a nice opportunity
right
for
up
you
my alley, yeah.
to be able to do that. And I'm seeing coming up behind the motorcycles, looks like we have more of the Holland Police Department.
And a Segway.
On their Segways. I think those have been a great addition to the city of Holland for parade duty and crowd control during the festival. They're much easier to get around.
Yep, and I think they were donated to the city. An individual made a donation, so it didn't cost anything for the city to have it, but it helps the officers have to be on foot. And here's our color guard.
This is from the Holland Police Department, Color Honor Guard coming in. These gentlemen were at the Governor's Luncheon yesterday to present the colors at the Governor's Luncheon. They are a precision team.
They do a great job. Some of the groups that I've directed have sung the national anthem at important events and been working with these guys because we've sung the anthem and they have to get lined up ahead of time, and we know each other well. They do great work. People are standing and showing respect for our country, our flag.
Followed right behind them are the banners for the Kinderparade, which, if you know your Dutch, stands for Children's Parade, sponsored by Johnson Controls. Johnson Controls is one of Holland's bigger businesses, and this is an all-electric parade. Oh, and Jim, this is a special group that's coming up on the bicycles. The Community Foundation of Holland Zeeland area, in conjunction with Tulip Time, has named 12 scholarship winners from local high schools. They're riding on electric bicycles. That's Grant Tarnow, Cameron Jones, Robert Nijhuis, Kelly Raderink, Hannah Johnson, Sarah Siebold, Aubrey Udding, Megan Gehrink, Kyle Reinig, Cecily Carter, Jordan Vanderham, and Molly Johnson.
Very cool. And going by us is the iZip hybrid electric bicycles.
Those are the bicycles the scholarship winners were riding.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, sold by Reliable.
Reliable Sports.
Now we have the Holland Christian High School Marching Band coming by. They have a long tradition of excellence, including consistent high ratings at festival, performances at Carnegie Hall, Disney World, and a record of service by volunteering and performing at rest homes and even soup kitchens. The band is led by Scott Vandenberg, who's a good friend of mine. Their drum major is Elliot Slink. Let's watch and listen as they walk by. walking down the street. Some of the time your guys are playing and other times you're not playing, and you try to time it so that you're playing the whole time you go by the TV cameras. Seriously, all the directors try to do that.
All the directors work that out. That's very nice of them to do that for us. Hey, these are all electric vehicles that are coming down. As a reminder, this is an all-green parade, the only all-green parade in the state of Michigan. Every vehicle, whether it's towing a float or driving in the parade, is either electric or a gas-electric hybrid.
And you know, we're not just seeing one brand of vehicle, from GM to Mitsubishi, we're seeing them all here. So that is very cool.
Yeah, these are all from Verhaeghe Mitsubishi, and that's looks like a Chevy Volt that's coming down.
Here comes the Chevy Volt. And this is a float that represents the Kinder Dutch dancers. The Tulip Time Kinder Dutch dancers are 3rd through 5th graders from our area schools who perform throughout the festival. They dance and sing in Dutch and have their own special costumes. How cool is that? And if you ever get a chance to see them, they do an outstanding job.
Judy
Tuninga leads that whole group, and it's just great to see them all. Next is Vanderbilt Charter Academy, and their theme is Voyage to the New World. Vanderbilt students are depicting the Dutch settlers' trip to America. Some students are carrying tools and supplies that would be needed to survive in the New World, just as Vanderbilt students are getting the tools they need for the voyage in today's world. And man, are there a lot of students here.
I was just thinking that same thing. I am always amazed at how many students we bring out.
Teachers all dressed up in their Dutch costumes and chalkboards. Talk about old technology, if we can call it that. That's something we don't see much anymore. Chalk in the school, Nathan.
No, you don't have chalkboards anymore. No. I'm old enough. They still had chalkboards in my day.
Oh, likewise.
Yeah. They're followed
How
by
about inkwells.
Inkwells. We had inkwells. We would dip the girls' ponytails in the inkwells. Yes. This is the Vanderbilt Voyager Band. This is a group of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students that attend Vanderbilt Charter Academy. The Vanderbilt Voyager Band is playing Michael Jackson's Thriller, arranged by Paul Murtha, and they're led by director Don Hyvarnen. Vanderbilt is chartered by Grand Valley State University and is noted as a school of excellence. Let's listen to them as they go by. Out there playing the tuba and playing the drums. I know there's often, in addition to the band directors, there's often a lot of parents that are out there providing water and spraying the kids off to keep them cool.
This is the Winning at Home float. Building fun memories with your family. Winning at Home encourages people to lead Christ-centered homes. They seek to do this through radio programming, conference speaking, books, and other multimedia resources.
They're followed up by Coast 3 Outdoor Adventures Rentals. Coast 3 is a new Holland-based business that opened in April 2013. They specialize in outdoor and adventure equipment, rentals, campers, kayaks, scuba, and so much more.
Tires on those bikes were huge.
And they're just followed by the Ambrose Mobile Makery. Ambrose has designed all of held the t-shirt design contest this year for Tulip Time. We had new t-shirts.
All right, coming before us now is the Holland Christian Middle School Band. Students from this group participate in the MSBOA Festival as well as Holland Ensemble. They also travel to Raybrook Manor in Grand Rapids to perform each year. Their band is led by Matt Veenstra. Matt was with the high school band we just saw, so they have someone else on their staff marching with the band today.
I thought that name sounded familiar. I thought, how can the man be at two places at one time?
Although sometimes when you have two bands and one's at the beginning and one's at the end, the director will do both.
Wow, that's a long day and a long walk and a couple of parades.
They have a car to pick them up or her up, and they bring them to the end of the parade route, and they march twice. Seen it before.
This next group is Southside Christian Elementary School, and their theme this year is Dutch Artists and Artwork. The groups are split up. The very first group of first grade students of Mrs. Reinsberger and Mrs. Van Meteren have made bright sunflowers to represent the sunflower by Van Gogh. And they'll be followed up by the second grade students of Mrs. Hunderman, and they're going to be twirling colorful streamers depicting the painting Starry Night. Second graders of Mrs. Sternberg twirl brightly colored windmills for this year's festival to represent The Mill by Van Rysdale. And the banners carried by other Holland Christian students depict paintings of a former Holland Christian art teacher, Sylvia Steelstrup.
And this is Pine Ridge Christian School, a part of Holland Christian system. This is the principal is Tim Howell, and there are 98 students in 2 grade levels, 3rd and 4th grade. Their theme for Kinderparade is the Flower Fantasy. Leading is the authentic flower cart, as you can see going by, and the 3rd graders are waving flags with colorful flowers on them. The 4th graders are ready artists, and they're coming into view soon, carrying colorful paint palettes. And like fields of real tulips, we want our unit to be a splash of color for all to enjoy. Pine Ridge Christian School.
And they're followed up by the Holland Christian 6th grade band. They actually have my favorite uniforms of any band in the parade. I love the sweater vests and khaki pants. This group is comprised of 6th grade students from both Rose Park Elementary School and Pine Ridge Christian School. They have 62 members and are led by director Matt Veenstra. And I think they're timing it just right so that they can play when they get here. I think you are on track with that.
This is their very first parade. These are 6th graders.
So they're doing a wonderful job. And look at it, they're great straight line, great cadence.
Yep, the feet are all together. And when they're wearing white shoes, you can really see if they're together or not. You should hear them play. I hear the whistle signaling.
Here they go.
All right, coming into view is Rose Park Christian, and their theme is Dutch foods. Rose Park Christian is the north side campus of Holland Christian. It's grown over the years to a preschool through 6th grade facility with enrollment of 240 kindergarten through 6th grade students and 60 students in the preschool. Their culinary favorites that they're going to be showing today from the Netherlands, their Dutch heritage reminds them of pig in the blankets, Dutch rusk, and imported cheese. You will also see them going by with candles like the Wilhelmina peppermints. You like those.
I love the Wilhelmina peppermints.
And the Drusta chocolates, and pastry treats of windmill cookies.
You may notice they're all
in
carrying
blankets.
pigs in blankets.
Yes, I love pigs in blankets.
Next up is the Holland Christian Preschool Float. They're equipping minds, nurturing hearts, and transforming the world for Jesus Christ. Holland Christian Preschool offers a variety of classes for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds that meet at both Rosa Park Christian Elementary and Southside Christian Elementary.
Looks like we have another Chevy Volt coming into view here.
Oh, this has Kevin Comrade. Kevin performs, writes, draws, sings, makes things, and wonders about possibilities. He's an award-winning artist, performer, and children's author of several books and CDs. Join him and his puppet troupe on Saturday for Move to the Music, a celebration of high-energy dancing and daffy disco for the family.
Coming into view is Eagle Crest Charter Academy. Their school theme is Great Lighthouses of the Netherlands. Eagle Crest Charter Academy brings 150 enthusiastic kids to this year's Children's Parade. Our Great Lighthouses of the Netherlands theme celebrates the rich nautical influence and history of the Netherlands and the Holland area of Western Michigan. Our school community works together to challenge each child to achieve and to become a light in his or her corner of the world.
They're followed by the Eagle Crest Charter Academy Middle School Band. This 60-member band is led by Chris Taylor.
close pictures of band members we get here. We can probably see them dripping with sweat. Coming into view is the Career Line Tech Center. Career Line Tech Center provides career education to students throughout Ottawa and parts of Allegan County. Many of the students here are representing the program they're studying. It's a great group. Great
Very good group. That's a big group too. They've got them walking, and they've got a float, and they've got another group walking. That's a whole lot of students.
I think this is the biggest presence they've ever had at one of these parades.
I think so too. I do not recall them having this many. And they are definitely a lively group. They're out here to have fun.
They're pumped. All right, coming into view here is the Calvary Schools of Holland. Their student enrollment is 95 students, K-5. Their principal is Kirk Zylstra. And their theme is fishing, fishers of men.
Looks like they've worked hard making lots of fish themselves, and they've got fish on a stick, which is always one of my favorites. They've also, Jim, they've got a group of students on bicycles, which is always nice. Looks like they've spent some time decorating their bicycles, getting them ready for the parade.
That's always fun when a school allows the older students, likely the fifth graders, to decorate their bikes and be a part of the parade. I remember doing that when I was a kid, and that was pretty cool. Although that was the Chicago parade, you know.
It's kind of a special thing to be the fifth grader and at the top of the heap and be able to get that special treatment to be able to be in the parade with your bike. And you don't have to walk the whole parade route. You can ride for the whole thing. And they're followed up by Ready for School, a Holland-Zeeland initiative. Ready for School is a broadly based Holland-Zeeland-Hamilton initiative ensuring that every child enters kindergarten prepared to succeed. What a great idea.
This is such a great organization. They're just moving along and making huge progress to get kids on an educational platform at a young age, before when they would just be home or not have anyone really taking care of them, and getting them to learn how to read. It's just a fantastic program.
Yep, that was National Miss Preteen USA, Kiara Collins. She's the 2012-13 winner of National Miss Preteen USA. She's a 12-year-old from Holland, Michigan in 6th grade. Wow. That's wonderful.
This is the Zeeland City Side Middle School, 8th grade band. Zeeland has 2 middle schools, and by the name of this, it's in the city. Their band director is Aaron Good, and there's about 85 students in the band. We'll listen to them as they go by. Who's retiring, and it's so sad to see her go. She's done a great job as a principal at East, and is also part of Washington School when she was the principal there too. East's theme is the Dutch connections to the world, and their main focus is that connection to the world. You'll see first graders carrying handheld pinwheels and banners that represent the types of the windmill, and second graders are carrying Delft plates. And third graders, soon to come into view here, are celebrating their favorite flower, which is, Nathan?
The tulip. Everyone's favorite flower.
Of course.
Of course.
And the fourth graders follow close behind, 2 of which have the most popular Dutch cheeses, the Gouda and Edam. And we have special ed directors coming by with their students, and that is such a fantastic program. They do remarkable work with those children. Here are students with the Gouda cheese and the Edam cheese, and following them will be the 5th graders, who will be carrying telescopes, which I don't see right now, but oh yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah,
they
got
are.
the telescopes.
Dutch inventor Hans Lippershey, who invented the telescope. I did not know that.
I did not either. Okay, here's the Holland's Public Schools 6th and 7th grade band. This 150 member band is led by director Bethany Vanoss and starring my daughter, 6th grader Megan Box on the flute.
Awesome. This is a big group of students.
Very big.
Let's listen to them. All right, where's she, Nathan?
She's coming right into view right over here on the flute. She's the
All right.
the South Korean girl, second from the end. She gave me a little wink as she went by. I yelled at her yesterday and she was very embarrassed that her father yelled her name while she was out there. So I'll make sure that I don't mention that my daughter Megan
I
Box is out
know.
there
I
playing
could
the
yell
flute.
at her and it'd be all right. Thanks for pointing her out. With all those kids, I couldn't find her. She was a great student. I had her in school, as you well know. Great kid. Coming into view now is Jefferson K7 School. Their theme is the Tulip, from bulb to flower. And their principal is Rick Muniz, who you can see spraying the audience with water.
Rick's a musician in his own right.
He is. You know, Rick does some really cool stuff at that school. Like during lunch on Fridays, he'll take his guitar out, he'll play music for the kids, and they'll be singing along with him. He'll even bring other people in his band along, and they'll be playing and singing for the kids on Fridays. Their Kinderparade is a salute to the tulip, from bulb to flower, and as most years, Tulip Time is the star attraction.
Of course.
Jefferson's 1st through 5th grade students want to recognize the stages of the tulip's growth and all it takes care of the tulips. And these teachers do a great job with getting the kids all lined up together, walking. It's great. I mean, look at the smiles on these kids' faces. They're so excited to be here and feel famous.
Exactly. Famous for a day.
Exactly.
Coming up next is the Holland Public Schools 8th grade band from Holland, Michigan. This 48-member band is led by director Jonathan Bowe.
And this band has walking with it Mrs. K. Mayer. Mrs. K. Mayer is the orchestra director for the middle school. And of course, teachers wear more than one hat, so we don't have enough band directors to go by, so she's working with our 8th grade band today.
I think it's wonderful, the spirit of all of the teachers and all the community members to help out wherever.
All right,
they're needed
Nathan,
today.
this is my school here. This is West K7 School, and our principal, Mrs. Vafadari, and all the great kids at West. They do a fantastic job. And they are Dutch literature here. There's Mrs. Burns' class walking by. All the boys and girls dressed up so wonderfully. What a great group of students. They're all excited about being here. Parents walking with their children. It's great. They represent Dutch literature and the Flying Dutchman.
I don't know if the folks at home can hear it, but I think every single child walking by right now is yelling, "Hey, Mr. DeBoer, hey, Mr. DeBoer." It's obvious your students love you.
Well, that's fun. I just love teaching them. It's no greater joy than to teach these guys. There's the Flying Dutchman. And more of our special education students from West, autistic, impaired students that are coming by with their teachers. They do a great job. Here comes some more 4th graders from West K7. And Mrs. Simpson, one of the 4th grade teachers. And the 5th grade comes, the wheel on the school. How great is it to see some of the 5th graders from West. Great to see them.
They are truly stars for the day, and
They are.
It's great. The teachers are out there marching with the students. Lots of parents have come out in Dutch costume to be able to march with the students as well and get this great opportunity to come out.
Yeah, the kids, like I said earlier in the broadcast, the students just came to school today excited. I mean, it was louder walking in the building than normal, and in class they just were all wound up, you could tell. Coming into view here shortly is another school that I have the privilege of teaching at. It's Holland Heights K7, and our principal is Kevin Durr, who does just an amazing job at our school. He is always out on the playground with the students, not in his office. Anytime you go see him in the office, he's not there. And here comes our students. Dutch Mother Goose is their theme. And there's the first graders walking by. Now, you know kindergarten never walks in the parade.
I did not know that the kindergartners
They
were not
they
out here.
start walking in first grade.
right.
So every one of these schools, you'll never see the kindergarten. It's just too big of a chore for them. Their first year in school. Now kindergarten is year long in school. And here comes some more first grade and some of the teachers. Now the next theme coming into view here is the Three Blind Mice. Their school theme is Mother Goose Goes Dutch. So you will see things go before you like Teacher in the Shoe, the traditional slates and school bells, and Hans Be Nimble, Hans Be Quick, and Little Dutch Miss Muffet with scary spiders and all. This is the second grade walking by right now. Good to see them. There's little Miss Muffet.
Lots of
And
scary
here's
spiders.
some third graders from Holland Heights. Great to see them. Oh, those are scary spiders. And here come the fourth graders. Good to see the fourth graders, the Hans Be Nimble, Hans Be Quick students, and fifth graders. Jeff Legg, Todd McKay, teachers.
And they're followed by Zeeland Creekside Middle School Band. Creekside Middle School Band played the national anthem at the Griffiths hockey game this winter. They have many talented students who participate in the solo ensemble. They're a combined group of 7th and 8th grade students led by Mrs. Nicole Beer and music aide Pam Pesselgy. Followed by Het of Holland. Het, or personal energy transportation vehicles, are three-wheel, hand-cranked tricycles fitted with cargo space and a cushion seat with a seatbelt. They are distributed free in developing countries to children and adults whose legs have been handicapped by disease, landmines, or birth defects. And this looks like this is Pine Creek Elementary School. Here for the Queen's birthday. They're celebrating, marching down the fair streets of Holland to celebrate the royal birthday party for the Queen. Students wear birthday crowns and sing happy birthday to wish the Queen well. Pine Creek Elementary is also the early childhood center for the West Ottawa Public Schools with a Great Start Readiness Preschool program, early childhood special education, and young kindergarten classes.
You know, I didn't hear anybody singing happy birthday, but you know, a teacher wrote it.
The teacher did?
The teacher came up with happy birthday. It was a good morning to you, and they turned it into happy birthday. Hey, this is West Ottawa Macatawa Bay School. This is the 6th grader, and again, this is the first time these boys and girls have been marching. They probably marched yesterday as well, but it's their second march ever. These band members are just starting to play. Let's listen. That band was led by, it'd be remiss without saying their names, Heidi Konjorski and Jay Gainforth. They do a great job.
Next up is Woodside Elementary School with their theme of Kuchenhof. Kuchenhof is a flower exhibition that takes place in the spring. Leading bulb growers in the Netherlands show off their best flowers in a 60-acre park near Amsterdam. I've never been to the Kuchenhof, but I've heard about it. I've heard it's a wonderful, fabulous, huge flower market.
I've seen pictures of it. My parents went there. It's apparently stunning. And don't we get most of our tulips from the Netherlands?
All of the city's tulips are imported from the Netherlands, and I'm sure some of them started out as Kuchenhof flowers.
Yeah. All right, this is the West Ottawa 6th grade band from Harbor Lights. Harbor Lights is one of the 2 middle schools in the West Ottawa district. The band instruction, again, here, like all other schools, begins in 6th grade. So actually, some schools start it in 5th, but these guys, this is their first year of training at West Ottawa in 6th grade. And so they've been playing for less than 8 months. So let's listen to them as they go by. Their director is Alan Angeloff, and their color guard instructor is Jack Vinroot. Now we're looking at a big white instrument. That replaces the tuba in bands when they march.
That's not a tuba.
That's not a tuba. That's a sousaphone.
I was going to say, is that a sousaphone?
You know John Philip Sousa, the great band director and composer, Stars and Stripes Forever guy? Well, he invented that instrument to be easier to walk with than carrying a big, heavy tuba, and thereby has its name.
It's a lighter weight.
Exactly.
I never knew that. I learned so much sitting next to you.
You'll teach me about tulip time. I'll do a little music stuff.
Next up is Sheldon Woods with their school theme of May Day. May Day is a festival welcoming the arrival of spring, which is definitely sprung here in Holland, Michigan. In 15th century Europe, May Day festivities were celebrated with dances around the maypole, celebrating a flourishing of nature. Flowers symbolized the festival, and the main community event was a picnic in the country. Nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan and the northern edge of the West Ottawa School District, Sheldon Woods is a small school with a family-oriented feel. You know, I would love to go to an elementary school nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan. That sounds wonderful.
It's a beautiful spot. I've been there a number of times with students that have been placed there from Hope College, and they just, it's a beautiful setting. But you know, one thing is really neat as we watch all the faces of these people. This is initially a Dutch town, but look at the multicultural effect that we have in the city today. We see people from all different races. It's just wonderful that Holland has become so diverse as a city that we see people from all walks of life.
We do. This is the West Ottawa Macatawa Bay 7th and 8th grade band. This combined band of 7th and 8th graders is 145 members strong. The 8th grade members are wearing the tie-dyed shirts. Both 7th and 8th grade bands separately earned a 1 or A rating at the Michigan School Band Orchestra Festival.
Coming into view is their director, Heidi Kitchen, and Mary Lee Wells was one of the directors of the band. Now coming into view is Great Lakes Elementary School, and their school theme is Festival Mundial, and We Hold the World is the motto of festival, which takes place in Tilburg in the Netherlands. The focus is on celebrating cultures from all corners of the globe. The flags represent many countries of our world. There are 560 students from kindergarten, and they're chanting. They are the Panthers, if you can hear that. That is a great cheer. In the Netherlands, children welcome Sinterklaas into the town, and this is Waka Zoo. And Sinterklaas is their focus, and look, here he is.
Sinterklaas.
He might lose his hat. He better hang on tight. St. Nicholas is called Sinterklaas in the Netherlands, and Waka Zoo is celebrating the time when Sinterklaas comes to the Netherlands on a steamboat from Spain. In fact, Spain is even in their national anthem. They thank the King of Spain for saving their country. He brings him presents from all over children and adults. Sinterklaas also brings with him his white horse, which he rides over the roofs. I didn't see the white horse yet.
No, I did not yet. Oh, here he comes. The white horse is on.
Here he comes. Look up ahead. The white horse is on its way. And he rides over the roofs, listening at the chimneys to hear if the children have been good, and if so, he puts goodies into their wooden shoes. Celebrating Sinterklaas's birthday is the biggest, most exciting party on the land for the Netherlands. And man, are there a lot of smiles on those faces.
They're followed by the West Ottawa Harbor Lights 7th and 8th grade band. Harbor Lights is one of 2 middle schools in the West Ottawa Public School District. The Harbor Lights 7th and 8th grade bands consistently receive first division ratings in MSBOA District Band Festival. There are 150 band members in this year's 7th and 8th grade bands, and they're led by director Carrie Wheeler and color guard instructor Jackie Van Reed.
Now that's a great look. You know, their colors are black and white as a district, and they're in black and white, but on a day like today, I want to have that white shirt on, Nathan.
I would much rather have that white shirt on than the black shirt.
But it looks sharp.
It does.
That is. All right, here they go. All right, coming into view here is Lakewood Elementary School, and their school theme is Tulips Are Blooming, like the song. Lakewood Elementary is preparing students to be college, career, and life ready. They're an authorized international baccalaureate school offering primary years program. Their mission is to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. Parents are actively involved in school activities through volunteering and the PTA, and thousands of volunteer hours have been registered at their school. So how cool is that?
Wonderful. It looks like their theme took the tulip from all the way putting the bulb in the ground until they've got the blooming flowers. They're followed by Lakeshore Elementary School, which their school theme is Elfstedentag. I
Yes.
bet you didn't know that.
Nice
Elfstedentag is the Dutch word for the 11 towns race. When the canals in the Netherlands freeze over, an ice skating rink is held with participants racing through 11 towns for a distance of 125 miles. Lakeshore School recreates this race with the students using rollerblades. Lakeshore is in its 5th year of having a Spanish immersion program for students. Currently, students in preschool through 5th grade, Spanish immersion classes are taught subjects in Spanish. And every year, Lakeshore students hold a fundraiser for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Since 1996, they've collected over $96,000 for this very worthwhile cause.
You know, the Spanish immersion program is, I think, in almost every school district now. I mean, Holland has Spanish immersion in many different grade levels now. There's a first grade, kindergarten, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, next year 4th grade class, where students just learn 90% of what's taught is done in Spanish.
I just want to point out that it looks like somebody's got the same kind of cart that you do.
I'm just
Jim.
turning around to see if it's mine.
She's making it through the parade route with no problem.
She is downhill right
That's
now,
right.
yeah.
This is another set of electric and green powered vehicles from the Johnson Controls Company, our wonderful parade sponsor for today. Johnson Controls Interior Division is located right here in Holland, Michigan. Lots of great jobs from Johnson Controls and lots of great battery power. Looks like we've got a battery powered motorcycle. Cannot hear that at all.
That is-
Silent running.
Well, that kind of goes against what motorcyclists love, right? The roar of the engine. But that is, boy, talk about energy savings. Amazing.
It is. And it looks like it is just gunning to get started there.
Who makes that motorcycle, Nathan? You?
I don't know whether that's a prototype or not. It doesn't have, it says all tracks controllers and Mars motors. E plus speed, it's got 4.4 kilowatts. And boy, when he took off in that. Followed by another Chevy Volt.
This is the West Ottawa High School marching band. The band has 200 members, and it's led by Mike Heyman. Their drum majors are Emily Boone and Nathan Zahent. Jennifer McAlpine is the band's color guard captain, and you're seeing the color guard go by right now. They look fantastic.
I didn't know we had that many tuxedos available in Holland.
again, this is oh, they've got Gangnam Style going on. Check it out. That's pretty cool.
The crowds always love it when they put that little extra oomph into the performance. That's fantastic. They're followed by the MI Skelters, peddling fun for all ages. Their goal is to provide clean outdoor fun for children of all ages. They're the exclusive West Michigan dealer of these Dutch-made pedal go-karts for their importer, Berg Toys USA, located in Pennsylvania.
All right, and this, I believe, is the African American Awareness and Development Organization, and this is the Juneteenth Festival, and I think it's our queens for Juneteenth Festival. How cool is that? And coming into view is the Holland High School Marching Dutchman Band under the direction of Jonathan Bogue. He has done an outstanding job leading our band program the last 3 years. There's 125 members in this band, and the girls, the color guard, are all in Dutch costumes. We haven't seen that yet. And all different flags from provinces of the Netherlands. And the classic Dutch wooden shoe with one of the children. I remember your nephew riding in that for years.
My nephew Connor was in that for years. That shoe's been in forever. And the Marching Dutchmen march in wooden shoes.
They do. The only band in the United States that does. And they play the classic Tiptoe Through the Tulips, but they also do another tune, and I'm waiting to hear it. What's going on, so he can call off a song or whatever he wants to do. That's pretty cool.
I was impressed. We've seen a lot of parents and a lot of volunteers carrying squirt bottles for the band members. I saw a volunteer for Holland carrying an extra pair of wooden shoes.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You need it. They break.
That's right. This is the Corpus Christi float. Corpus Christi Catholic School serves the parishes of Our Lady of the Lake and St. Francis de Sales in Holland, Michigan. Their mission is to bring high-quality, faith-based education to children of the Holland-Zeeland area.
And coming into view is the Corpus Christi Crusaders Catholic Schools students that are walking. They are presenting the Diamonds of Amsterdam. And you can see one of the students with a diamond, and it says diamonds are measured in carats. The city of Amsterdam has remained an important diamond center since diamond trade was introduced there. Corpus Christi Catholic School celebrates that in economic heritage, and the diamond shops and factories that have produced many of the world's famous diamonds through their Diamond of Amsterdam presentation. Corpus Christi students accomplish this with many different objects and activities carried out. The school's 5th grade class expresses this theme in their procession of diamond-marked flags. Followed closely behind are the students' 1st and 2nd grade students carrying their poles embellished with tulips, epitomizing the symbol of Holland's celebration. The 3rd year class indulges this satirical recognition of the measurements of diamonds by toting their bright orange carats.
And they're followed by Bork Hill Christian School. 100% of their 5th through 8th graders are in the band. The band seeks to teach all subjects from a Christian world perspective, believing that our whole world belongs to God. The band is being led by director Carlos Cinema. It is performing Scooby-Doo by Mook and Raleigh, arranged by Adams.
And here comes another green vehicle, pickup truck, and this is OAR. It's the Oregon Addictions Recovery Program, a journey of healing, where healing becomes a reality and providing professional addiction treatment to the residents of the Lakeshore area for 40 years. Provide full range of services including education, outpatient treatment, and residential treatment. And here's one of these awesome bikes. I rode one of those ones. I rode that bike once.
You rode that bike once?
Once you get on it, you can do it.
That's John L. Shea with his high-wheel bicycle. This is the 20th year that John's ridden his 1870s replica high-wheeled bicycle in the Tulip Time parades. These high-wheeled bicycles are also called penny farthings.
This is Zeeland Christian Middle School Band from From Zeeland, Michigan, their 65-member band is directed by Kevin Sconeville. Their drum major is Adrian Heisiga. This is another school that has a strong Spanish program. Even the Christian schools are involved with that as well now.
I'll tell you, that makes a whole lot of sense in Holland, Michigan.
Exactly.
With the large Hispanic population that we have. To have
And just in the marketplace, to be able to speak, be bilingual, that's so helpful.
It is. This is the West Core Neighbors. It's a community development grassroots organization. They exist to empower residents to improve the quality of life for all of the West Core neighborhood of Holland. You can visit them at westcoreneighbors.com.
You know, so much of living together in community is what they just represent, because being together as family, even though you may not be a relative, you're still family. You're living in that same community together, looking out for one another, and that's what living in Holland's all about.
It is. I think that's also a big piece of Tulip Time. This is a community festival and a community event.
This is the Ottawa Area Center, and their school theme is Tulips and Wooden Shoes, and our former colleague here, Frank Fry, had a great heart for this, and these students, I've been to that school numerous times. I've taken my own students. We've performed and sung for the Ottawa Area Center, and the work that they do with their students is absolutely remarkable. They're a school that serves students with physical and mental impairments and provides them with adaptive instruction to enhance their quality of life. This is not a job. This is a calling.
This is a calling. My wife is a physical education teacher, did her student teaching at the Ottawa Area Center, and is an adapted physical education program teacher for Hudsonville, and it is a calling. These are wonderful kids who need people with big hearts to be able to reach out to them, and I'll tell you, these kids have big hearts.
Oh.
She gets more out of working with these kids and teaching these kids, I think, than any other students that she has.
Yeah. The students enjoy the excitement for this parade, and they enjoy wearing their Dutch costumes and hearing the cheering from the spectator. It's their 19th year being a part of the parade.
It's wonderful. And it looks like they've gotten into Dutch costumes themselves and have decorated the wheelchairs. Absolutely wonderful. It looks like they're being pushed by a group of dedicated parents, volunteers, and teachers.
Exactly. How inspiring is that?
And they're followed up at the end by, looks like we've got somebody riding their own bicycle down the Tulip Time Parade. How
he
wonderful
does.
is
Another
that?
green-powered vehicle.
He's doing that. That is the epitome of green-powered vehicle.
I'll tell you what, people are still enjoying the parade. The weather is gorgeous, and it is just still phenomenal downtown here. People are having a great time, eating, drinking, going to the food wagons, to the restaurants down here. It's just awesome. This is still the Ottawa Area School District and Ottawa Area Center. Students riding on a float here, waving at us as they go by.
What a great group of kids. That's a bigger group than I thought we would.
Yeah, I think it's one of the bigger ones we've had before.
Group. And they're followed by Cityside Middle School Band from Zeeland, Michigan. It's a 175-member band led by Aaron Good.
Now these guys know what to wear. The white shirt keeps them cool. And again, their director's not with him because he's probably with another band. These kids are really trained to be independent.
They can do this parade
And they have to watch. They have to watch peripherally to make sure their line is together. And they have to watch ahead where they're going, because if the parade suddenly stops, they need to stop and stay in line.
This is the Mosquito Squad from Holland, Michigan. Mosquito Squad strives to provide our community with a pest-free environment, creating safer, more enjoyable outdoor living. And I remember seeing this gentleman yesterday, and I thought that's the one outfit I was glad I was not wearing in the heat yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen a mosquito yet this year. Are there mosquitoes in Holland, Nathan?
There are never mosquitoes in Holland.
Never mosquitoes in Holland. It's just amazing.
This is the Lakeshore Home Builders Association service, and it serves the lakeshore building industry from Muskegon down to South Haven. Join them from June 13 to 22 for the West Michigan Lakeshore Parade of Homes. Visit them at 211 Lincoln Avenue in Holland to find out how that playhouse house can be yours.
Well, this is the Zeeland High School Marching Band, and the marching band won the People's Choice Award in 2012 Music Parade, and they want to repeat again. There's a competition for bands. People can vote. And their director's coming into view. He does a great job, Mr. Keith Walker. And Zeeland really appreciates Keith and the leadership he provides with the band program and the jazz band program. 175 students. Their drum majors are Jack Rorda, Anna Ramos, and Elizabeth Bazan.
There are going to be text to vote for both bands and for parade for Saturday's parade.
That's fantastic.
Well, Jim, it's hard to believe this is the Holland Fire Department. The fire truck's here. That means that's the end of another Kinderparade.
Yeah, this was another great event. Tulip Time is so full of events, but today's day when all the school children are walking, so many of them at least, are walking in the parade, and every single band in this whole area is walking in the parade. It's just a great celebration of life, community, culture, nature, just all about.
The level of involvement in this parade especially always leaves me amazed. More than 7,000 students participating in today's parade. I know when visitors come to this area, they say to me, you have got to be recycling those kids back through the parade. How can you possibly have that many children in this community that are able to come out, most of them in Dutch costumes? Matter of fact, I'm not sure I saw any of them without a Dutch costume on
no,
today.
they have
They
to.
all
Yep.
had them. We've got 7,000 Dutch costumes available for 7,000 kids who want to come out and march today.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's a celebration of the diversity because you see kids of every race, every color, every creed out there dancing or marching in those Dutch costumes.
And we have to thank the Tulip Time board for bringing in this great weather for this too, because
Well,
you guys did a fantastic job of that.
Well, after last year when we had such warm weather in March, we thought we needed to do something, so we wrote a letter to Mother Nature.
There you go.
We must have worded it right because it's been great. I know even today we were worried about the weather in today's parade and whether we were going to be able to get through the parade. And here it is, end of the parade, and it's a beautiful sunny afternoon. I'm looking out at the skies thinking, I think we may go the entire day without a raindrop. I think it's fantastic.
That would be great. And if you're sitting at home watching this on TV, feel free to come downtown now, because how fun is it to hang out downtown, see people, do a little people watching, see people grab a elephant ear, grab some yogurt at the new yogurt shops, have lunch, supper, just enjoy your time downtown.
Exactly. And the Dutch Dancers are going to be performing tonight at 7:30 on 8th Street. Remember, 8th Street's closed for the rest of the week, so you can come down and walk up and down the street, talk to your neighbors. These nights are actually some of my favorite parts of the Tulip Time Festival. I love coming down, watching my wife and my other family members Dutch dance, and then just standing around on the street, chatting with people that you really only see this one time a year, and enjoying the community and the festival.
Exactly, and it's so safe, feeling of safety down here. I mean, I really feel safe. This year, the Holland Police Department even has these little drones, planes, that are seriously flying overhead with cameras monitoring.
Wow.
And it is really, I'm serious. It is really cool.
I know that we at Holland City Television have a drone with a camera attached to it, but I didn't realize the police were
the
using
police
theirs.
department too.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, and they're flying up all down 8th Street.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I know they've done a stellar job of making sure that this festival is safe, and that we actually had some state police folks come through with dogs just to make sure that everything was great. And there have been no issues during the festival. It's been wonderful. Great time to come down here.
Yeah. So come on down and enjoy the parade. We're very thankful for the City of Holland for providing this opportunity you can watch this on AT&T or Comcast, and you can also watch online through the cityofholland.com website, so you can watch the parade. I'm sure it's different times it's being scheduled.
You can, and mothers and children who had their kids in the parade today, if grandma didn't get a chance to see it, you can send them a link through Vimeo and they can watch it anywhere in the world. As long as you've got internet access, you can watch the two of us, but probably more interestingly, watch your child or your grandchild in the parade.
Exactly. Well, I've enjoyed today. It was a great day. It couldn't have been better in any way, shape, or form.
No, exactly. Thank you very much again for coming down and sharing it, and I hope that your ankle heals quickly, and we'll see you folks on Saturday for Saturday's parade. We'll be here at 2 o'clock for the Parade of Bands.
Thank you.
Thank you.